Yo, Trey, what are you doing? We gotta go. We gotta go.
Oh, dude.
Dude, we gotta go. Let's show them what we got going on.
All
Come
right,
on,
let's go.
Let's go.
Let's get in the trailer. Woo. Here, we gotta show them what we've been up to, guys. Now, I'm sure you can see something's a little bit different in here. We got some shiplap up on these walls. It's looking beautiful. So we primed the walls with white paint. Then what we did is we got shiplap all up on this. We ripped some regular plywood sheets so we didn't have to go to Lowe's, buy expensive shiplap. We just instead made our own shiplap out of plywood. So it was a little tricky trying to get all the proper cuts for these, especially the cuts in these angles back here. We had to really play with the angles, use an angle finder to get that. That took the longest time, but let me show you what was even more of a headache. The next step, once we got all the shiplap up, was getting the crown molding up. So we didn't want a nasty gap between that. We want to really finish this off to make it look homey and nice. So we got all this trim up going around the entire thing. I mean, Kenan, bring them down here. We've even got trim down on the floor, all right, for our baseboards. All right, we got stuff going back here, everywhere. And we went in here and rebuilt this. So Caden actually put his hand on here and he fell through this thing because it was all rotted out. So we had to get in here and reinforce that and rebuild that. We're trying to leave everything better than we found it. We really don't want to ever get any maintenance calls about this trailer once it's up for an Airbnb. So we knocked that out. The crown molding took a little while with really interesting cuts doing that. But for the most part, everything is up on that. So we still have to prime these walls and then paint these walls because we're not going to leave them this color. Now, the next step after you put up shiplap is we used a little finishing nail gun. We came in here and it's very, very hard to see, but we put little wood putty in all these holes. That way there are no nails showing. We want it to look seamless, guys. All right, Caden, tell them what we did with some of the other major adds in here.
All right, guys, so this is what else we got going on here. So as you can see, all of our cabinets, they're white now. You can kind of see that green hue on the inside. Don't worry, that's gonna get covered up or repainted. So we got rid of all the green up top, down low, guys. We painted this ugly green as well. Now, remember, this is just primer on here right now, guys. So what we're gonna do after this is we're gonna do a white on top. Well, actually, I'm not gonna tell you all the colors yet. You're gonna have to keep watching for that one, okay? So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna paint the top and bottom two different colors. And then what we're gonna have here, guys, is we're gonna paint this up here an accent color. Down here, we're gonna have a different accent color, guys. So we got a lot more finishing touches to really bring this space together. Other things we're gonna do this episode, guys, is AC. That's right. Finally, we bit the bullet. We put in an AC unit, guys. It is like 1,000 degrees in here with the AC off right now. It's absolutely miserable. I would not recommend working on the trailer without putting the AC in. Just go ahead and do that first. Save yourself some heat stroke. Next thing is, guys, as you see our water tank, we're finally clean, baby. No more of that brown, gunky, moldy stuff. Here's a quick picture of what it looks like. We're going to dive into this episode, guys. Me cleaning this out, it was bad. It was really, really bad, guys. The next thing we do in this episode is we clean out that water tank, or not a water tank, but our hot water heater. It's a little bit of a tight space to see it, but this box right here is an insulated water heater, and I'm going to show you on the outside us sticking the nozzle up in there, cleaning it, and the stuff that comes out of there is not pretty, guys. Alright, guys, so that's what you're going to see this episode, us cleaning out that water tank, cleaning out that water heater, getting all that gunky stuff out of there, priming and sanding down these cabinets, guys. A little clip of us putting up the shiplap. You're not going to see us probably priming stuff in this episode. I think we're already a little bit long here. So next episode, guys, we're going to be priming and painting the cabinets, and doing the finishing touches in this room. And then, guys, one last thing over here in the bathroom is you're going to see, maybe I'll hold out on that one, guys, but this is where the shower is going. I am building a custom shower pen right now out of fiberglass and wood. It's not easy. It's not easy at all, guys. So there is still quite a bit that needs to be done, but you'll see the rest of that next episode, guys. So let's go ahead and jump into this one. All right, you guys, we're finally getting AC unit in here, guys. It's been so hot working here. So before we go any further in here, we went ahead, pulled the trigger, got an AC unit, because we're gonna have to get it anyway. So might as well just get it now. So as you can see right here, I just pulled out one of these dome vents. There was a vent just like that right there, guys. And let me show you what it looks like on top. This is what it looks like on top. as you can see, just a really big hole there. I don't really have the ladder. The ladder's over here now with the AC unit getting ready to get pushed up. But, so here it is. As you can see, I cleaned off almost all of like the goop stuff I could, guys. That was really, really hard to try and get all of that goop stuff up off of there, guys. That took forever, and it is so freaking hot up on that metal roof, guys. I'm not even kidding. That was fairly miserable. I'm not even gonna lie. Anyways, though, so yeah, we got the big AC unit right here, guys. This is a Dometic Penguin 2. Now, the reason we went with this one is because, frankly, it was a really good deal. It's got good reviews online. And there's a company, RV company kind of close to me that sells these for only 600 bucks. They normally retail for like 1,200. So yeah, it's really, really great condition. They told me if it doesn't work, I can bring it back, swap it out. So great deal there, guys. And as you can see, the plan here is to, I'll be up at the top. I'm gonna have my dad down here pushing this up the ladder, guys. And we're gonna try as hard as we can to get it up there in the safest way possible. So let's get to it. Okay, guys, I forgot to tell you, this unit costs $600. They're normally anywhere between $1,200 and $1,500, but these are all just takeoffs from conversion kits on other RVs. So I got a great deal on this. So yeah, $600, not a bad investment. All right, you guys, we finally got it up here onto the roof. That took a lot of muscle work, getting that all the way up this ladder here, guys, just pushing it up. I'm sure there probably was a better way, but couldn't think of anything other than that. So if you know a better way, let us know down in the comments if we ever have to replace this. Now, hopefully we don't ever have to take this off again. But right now, D is just inside. We're getting it all wired up. It's a pretty simple connection. If your RV or your camper trailer is already wired up, we already have the wiring in there for 120 volts for AC, guys. So not a big problem at all for us. We're just connecting black to black, white to white, and ground to ground. And then we gotta just screw it in down from the inside. We should be all good to go. All right, guys, so I just want to say sorry really quick. I was switching back and forth between my phone camera and my actual Sony camera because I don't even have my Sony camera with me right now. Sometimes I forget it because where the RV is parked right now, it's not where I actually live. So I forgot my camera at home today. That's why I'm going back and forth with the camera situation. So right now, what I'm doing, guys, is I just pulled out our water tank because I'm pretty sure I showed you already. But our water tank here, let me flip the camera around. So our water tank, guys, had all of this like really gross black like mold, dirt, sediment stuff. Because as you know, we had to fix all the plumbing in there because the pipes were all broken. So this had not been filled up in like forever, obviously, because they didn't turn on the pump. They didn't run any pipes because the pipes had bursted because they did not winterize it properly. So look at all this nasty stuff coming out of here, guys. I got the hose in one end. So in order to clean this out properly, we did have to take the tank all the way out because what was starting to happen is I started to realize, I was like thinking, wait, where is all this goop going if we're trying to just flush it through the lines? I don't want that all running through our brand new PEX plumbing we just put in. That's gonna make that all dirty and gross, and now we're gonna have to re-sanitize that. We already ran bleach through here, guys. That's why this is all nice and broken up. We ran bleach through there, through the whole system, through the tank. You do a 1/4 cup per 15 gallons, I believe. So we went ahead and did all of that. It broke all of it up into these little tiny pieces, but I didn't want to keep running that through our main water system because now we gotta re-sanitize once we get it back in. Anyways, though, guys, yeah, so right now I'm gonna go ahead and I've got this little nozzle thing on here. Now this little nozzle thing you actually use to clean like your water heater out on the RV, but here it works too. I might have to even break out like the pressure washer hose and kind of just stick it in there and start going crazy with it. Anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna keep going at this, guys, try and get this all cleaned out, let it dry out, sanitize it a few more times, and hopefully we can get it all cleaned out to where I would feel comfortable drinking out of it, because if I won't drink out of it, guys, then I'm not gonna expect someone else to drink out of it, and I'm not gonna expect someone else to actually, you know, stay in there for a few nights. But yeah, look how nasty this water is. All right, let's get to it. We're trying to get this water heater to work. We almost had it working, the flame was going, but then we realized we took out this drain valve here, guys, to see if there's any water even going in here. Turns out our valves inside were off. We didn't even have any water coming in, so we tried to drain it, nothing came out. Now, bad news is this drain was so corroded in there, we actually had to break it to get it out. So I bought a few different kind of drain valves. Let's hope I got the right sizes, or they even still make the right size for this, because this company that manufactured this water heater right here is no longer around anymore. Anyway, so another thing you have to do with servicing these is we want to make sure we clean this out, because there is a lot of sediment buildup that happens at the bottom of the tank inside. You gotta get all that sediment out to make sure this runs properly. Now to properly do this, we also should probably take off this upper valve, but we're doing just the bare minimum, getting this cleaned out. We're gonna try and put a new valve in there and fire it up and see if we can get hot water flowing throughout the RV before we go through replacing any more parts than this. So this is a little water tank cleaner. This long nozzle will stick into this drain hole right here, kind of shove it in there, and then you just turn it on from your hose. And we're gonna start getting a lot of flow coming out of here, and you kind of just wiggle it back and forth. And as you can see, that brown sediment looking water, guys, that's all just like minerals and stuff, all coming out of this murky looking stuff. So that's all just build up at the bottom of the tank, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep kind of getting it out, and I'll catch up with you guys hopefully once it starts to run clear. All right, you guys, so we finally got this water heater water to run clear. So what I did is we washed it out that first time. As you saw, the really heavy sediment was coming out. And after just a few days of letting it sit, we came back and hit it again, and quite a bit more came out that must have just like settled from the walls or just had finally broken up on the bottom. So that's why we came back a few days later just to hit it again, just to make sure. So as you see now, when I put my little trusty nozzle up in there, spray it around for a second, move it around. As you can see, guys, I'm just kind of really getting that nozzle in there. And there's still going to be a little bit of sediment that's going to be trapped in the bottom, guys. And that's okay. We're just trying to get this stream to run clear. And as you can see, that stream is finally running clear, guys. And like I said, you're still gonna get some of the sand sediment stuff here. That's not that bad. As long as your water is running clear, you're gonna be okay. So super happy we finally were able to get this working. And now we'll just have to see if we can get constant hot water and test this bad boy out once everything else inside is ready. All right, you guys, I forgot to update you again. Once again, I left my camera at home, so I'm using my iPhone right now. So right now, guys, what we're doing is we are sanding down the cabinets. Now, as you can see, the last people who painted these guys did not do a good job at all. And thankfully, got the AC working, guys, got the all wired up. Super simple to wire up, black to black, white to white, ground to ground. We're hooked up to 120 volts right now. We got the generator running outside. That's why it's kind of loud in here. So we got the generator going right now. Got that powered up right now. It's nice and cool in here, guys. Feels so much better to be working in a cool environment. So if you are ever going to be doing this, do yourself a favor, get the AC installed pretty fast, guys, because it's going to be so hot inside of this little tin box, it'll be worth it. Anyways, yeah, so I got my DeWalt cordless sander here. I got it hooked up to my vacuum, kind of duct taped together. That way there's no dust floating around. As you can see, zero dust floating around at all. So yeah, right now, guys, I'm sanding this down. I'm not going all the way down to the bare wood. That's not necessary. I am just lightly going over everything, getting off all this loose crappy paint that didn't stick because they did not prime this. So we're gonna go ahead and prime it after we sand it all down. I'm gonna get a nice prime on there to make sure that it really sticks down. And then after that, we're gonna sand down the bottom cabinets, top cabinets, these cabinets right here, the bathroom veneer, this wood veneer, guys. All this wood veneer is gonna get sanded and painted as well. Not in the bathroom because it's obviously gonna be a shower in there, but like all that's gonna get painted and sanded. And then yeah, but the walls I'm not too worried about because we are, I think, going to be doing shiplap. I think we're gonna be doing shiplap from this wall kind of all the way back along this wall, like wrap this whole back half in shiplap basically, which is gonna save us a bunch of time and having to sand all this and repaint it. So yeah, not too worried about that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, get back to sanding, and hopefully we can get a coat of primer on here in the next few days. We got everything sanded down. As you see, we got a ton of tape all over the place right now. Got everything taped off that we need to. We're gonna be painting that. All of the benches, obviously all the cabinets underneath the cabinets, all up here, and all in the bathroom is getting all new paint as well. So we got a lot of painting to do. Right now we're gonna be doing primer, but before we start painting, we made sure we re-caulked all of the edges with paintable caulk. As you can see, So we recolored everything there, so that's all good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my primer out and start going to town on here. So check out this time lapse. Alright you guys, there's so much going on right now with this camper trailer. It's hard to film everything and keep you guys in the loop because, again, I always forget my camera at my house because I'm in a rush just to get down here, get working so I can get back home. So this is what we got going on so far, guys. We got everything primed with the second coat of primer in here. Top cabinets, bottom cabinets, the bench, the upper bench up there. The walls in there were not priming because we were just doing shiplap over them. So yeah, shiplap, guys, I didn't even tell you what we're doing. So we're doing shiplap, I already started right here. We're doing shiplap all down this wall, all underneath these cabinets, around, up, down, around the windows, back here. We won't do this bench part in shiplap. This is gonna be a different color, an accent color. But the shiplap's gonna come through this window trim right here, around here, all the way up to here where this line is, and this will meet our backsplash. So we're gonna shiplap up in there too. And the reason we're doing this is because the walls are kind of rough and a little bit ugly looking just to slap some paint over the top. So it's gonna look way, way nice with shiplap over this instead, guys. Super excited for how this is gonna turn out. So yeah, I'm gonna keep on getting back to it, but as you see, all I did here is I just marked my studs that I found on the wall. I don't even know if there really are studs back there. Who cares? But that's why we're adding liquid nails to the back of these. You can't see the name. There we go. So we're adding a little squiggle of liquid nails on the back of all of these, and we're using a nickel in between as spacers, guys. So a nickel as a spacer, and don't worry about how you can see in between that crack right there. We're gonna get that covered when we go through and slop the primer in here. We're gonna make sure we slop it into those grooves, so we're gonna be all good there. But yeah, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna keep on ripping these down on our table saw, getting the measurements we need, and we're getting to it. So we're gonna get all this shiplap up, guys, because then this all needs to be primed and painted, and then we'll get the final coat on all at the same time, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead, get back to it, and catch you up in a bit. Whoa, Trey, what are you doing right now? What are you doing?
Kidding. You're gonna have to subscribe to see what we're up to next on this one.
All right, guys, you heard it right there. Subscribe, hit that like button, guys. Comment down below what else you want to see us do with this, or potential names you want to see. Next episode, guys, is going to be a crazy one. There's a lot of finishing touches that are really going to bring this room together, guys. So like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, and just like that, we'll see you on the next one.